And here we are winding down 2020. And these are the final introductions from some of the folks that are going to be with us with LGBTQ PopOn in 2021. And what is LGBTQ PopOn? It's all about diving in to various topics that are related to LGBT advertising, marketing, social media, and new media. So anyway, let's take a look at some of these intros.
So yeah, my name is Cathy Renna. I am the principal and owner of a boutique firm called Target Q, which focuses exclusively on LGBTQ plus nonprofit media, public relations, community relations, crisis communications, and media training. I have been doing consulting for about 15 years. Prior to that, I worked at GLAAD, the LGBT media advocacy organization, for 14 years. And I am very happy to announce, this is news for you all, as of January 1st, I will be the communications director for the National LGBTQ Task Force, which I'm very excited about. I am going to be keeping the firm on a more limited basis, obviously, with some staff, but I'm really excited to work with the task force. I have been doing this work for, and I will age myself, near 30 years. We were 12 when we started, Ben and I. And I, in my years at GLAAD, really worked on the ground, doing a lot of on the ground advocacy, particularly around media training and crisis communications, large campaigns like Dr. Laura Schlesinger, Eminem, Michael Savage. And then in the late 90s, things intensified for the community. Let's just say that. In 1997, Ellen came out, and I was honored to be part of what was the largest event to watch Ellen's coming out episode. I was with almost 3,000 people in Birmingham, Alabama, which was the only ABC affiliate that was refusing to air the coming out episode. A year later, I flew to Laramie, Wyoming, immediately after they found Matthew Shepard, who was, as you all know, beaten so badly, and then died from one of the most notorious and probably the most visible anti-LGBT hate crime in our community's history. I've worked with the family since for the last 20 years. And then in the early, kind of late 90s, early aughts, I became the first national news media director at GLAAD, which was super exciting. And then I had a child, and I was working at a firm actually at the time, and I realized I had to make a choice as to whether I wanted to see my kid grow up or spend 16 hours a day in someone's office. And so I decided to go out on my own, and I have been ever since. And I've had the thrill of working with so many LGBTQ organizations on events. I mean, it's hard to pick highlights, but I guess if I had to, I would say working on marriage equality, particularly working with Edie Windsor, who was one of the Supreme Court plaintiffs and a firecracker, and working on Stonewall 50 and World Pride here in New York City in 2019. And, just the more I talk, the older I feel. Ben and I have seen a lot of history in our time. Today is actually the 10th anniversary of the Don't Ask, Don't Tell repeal, which is, something we were all part of. So I've had the honor of being sort of on the behind the scenes and sometimes in front of the camera from a media perspective on a lot of our queer history. And so that's me.
Fantastic.